Hello. So if you've been looking to get into video game development, you have come across the term game engine. But what is a game engine? To understand this better, let's go back to the early days of game development. Many years ago, the video game market was driven by arcade games. Since each game was its own individual device, the computer code, graphics, and sound were not reusable from one arcade game cabinet to another. So each game was built from the ground up. This spilled over into the early home console market of the 1980s, since most console games were derived from arcade games. Over time, developers began to see the benefit of making an in-house framework that would allow them to reuse physics collisions, memory management, and graphics rendering from one game to another. By the mid-1990s, third parties started developing game engines for developers to license. Here is a graph of all the games that were made using ID Software's Quake engine, which was originally created for their game Quake. So with that in mind, let's get back to our original question. What is a game engine? A game engine is a framework that provides tools and structure that most games require to function. You don't want to have to recreate physics and collision every time you make a new game, so the game engine provides a base system for these features. This saves developers countless hours of development time. However, there is a trade-off. There is a limit to how much customization a given game engine has. If you want your game to have features that are not built into the game engine, you'll have to modify the engine or make a whole new one. Let's talk about some of the features in most game engines. A game engine is actually comprised of other engines. The rendering engine generates the 2D and 3D graphics. The physics engine, which provides a simulation of physical systems, such as rigid bodies, collisions, and other physical phenomena such as gravity. And an audio engine for outputting sound. Each individual game engine has other features beyond these, and it's worth the time to explore different ones if you want to get into game development. Hopefully you now have some base knowledge about how game engines work. In the future, I will have more videos that break down more of the nuances of game development, such as how graphics are rendered, game physics, and some basics on how AI works. So, like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and support me on Patreon. All links are in the description below. See you next time.